smile.
3, 2, 1. So this is Empty Shell Casing. I'm DEERTEETH Media. What is everybody's names?
What's up, guys?
I'm Jakari. I do vocals.
I'm Ben. I play drums.
I'm Aiden. I play the bass.
I'm Zane, and I play guitar.
My name's DJ Punchdrunk, and I'm the DJ.
My name's Zach, and I play guitar.
So what genre would you guys describe yourselves as?
Rap.
Thug metal. Thug metal, rapcore, rap metal.
Would you guys describe yourselves as nu metal or anything, or just rap metal?
We've tried to avoid the term just because we don't want to pigeonhole ourselves too much. I mean, obviously there's going to be some influence in that type of style. But we've tried to kind of avoid that term, but we're not like one of those bands who's going to be like, oh, we're not a nu metal band after our first album or anything like that. But yeah.
So why did you guys start this band?
Ever since like me and Ben have been friends, like we've been friends since 2019. It's been our first like connection with each other was like nu metal. Like he saw me wearing like Slipknot shirts in fucking like junior year, and he was like, yo, like check out these nu metal bands, and I was like, holy shit. And like we've always wanted to do a band like that, so like this is kind of our first shot at like really pursuing that sound, and you know, just like kind of going for it. It's just like a deep love of ours, you know what I mean? Especially me and Ben, like that's like our super, you know, we're like super into that. I don't like how Zane's smiling at me. Smile at the camera, show him how pretty you are.
Yeah, like Jakari said, we're friends from high school. We did a band about right after we graduated high school in like 2021. And then from there, we just got really involved in the DIY hardcore space. And then everyone else just came from that, just friends that we made at shows, other bands that we did. I want to give like Christian and Zane opportunity for sure to talk about how they got involved in it and how we met everyone. So
Hey guys, I'm Zane. So I met everybody going to hardcore shows. I think I met Jakari and Ben at one particular show at a house, and we talked about like wanting to do a band together, and it was super vague. And then about like a year and a half later, I think they just sent me a text, and they're like, hey, the guy who's gonna play guitar in this band just keeps like fucking he just keeps not showing up. So he called me, and I showed me Day Of, and then they showed me kind of the songs, and then we worked on it a little bit, and it turned into the demo.
I played in a band previous to this called Since My Beloved. It was more of a melodic metalcore band, and I met everybody through mutual, like just bands in the scene, and this is kind of a conglomerate of a couple of different local bands.
basically like Aiden and Zach are just the same thing. We just like met through shows that other bands, like we're all from other bands in the DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth hardcore scene. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess to add on top of that, it's like, you know, we're all like super into like hardcore, fucking metalcore, a bunch of like different like heavier genres, but like, you know, we could have easily made like a hardcore band or like a metalcore band, but like nobody's really like doing like a, you know, like a nu metal band or like a, you know, any like rap metal type of shit. So it's like, you know, why not do something different and like switch it up, you know what I mean? Because it's like a bunch of different bands that sound like that, and we love all those bands, you know, and like we still have a deep love for like hardcore and everything, but you're like, you know, why not switch it up and just like, you know, do something dope.
What are your biggest influences?
A lot of like French nu metal, bands like Playmo, Watch, Guts Syndicate, Enhancer, but even like American like nu metal bands like East Side, obviously, you know, like, yeah, I'm not calling E-Town nu metal.
These are not nu metal, but
yeah, E-Town's just tight. Yeah, E-Town's fucking awesome. East Side, Sunk Lodo, fucking, I mean, like, obviously, like, Korn and, like, Limp Bizkit, like, we have, like, mad Korn drum influences, like, obviously, like, you hear my rap style, and I'm like, oh, like, that's all Fred Durst, you know what I mean?
So, obviously, all the French bands, I think, something that I maybe haven't said before is just, like, if you take a look at, like, Ozfest 2000, any of the bands on the opening stage are probably something that we've heard or, like, tried to take influence from. Like, I know Aiden is very influenced by Ryan Martini of Mudvayne. And then there's also Christian, who has his own unique set of influences just as far as, like, hardcore and gabber goes, but more of, like, the gangster gabber stuff, not as much like the happy stuff. So, yeah.
How do you guys like being on tour?
I think tour's been awesome, right? I think every tour that we do just gets progressively better and better. It's also been getting progressively longer and longer. This tour is about like maybe a month long. I remember the first tour, it was just like, it was hard, you know? It felt more like a grind than anything. Even our first 2 or 3 tours were kind of a grind, but this one just feels like mad fun vibes. It's cool.
Super fun vibes.
Super fun. We're doing it alongside our best friends, and I Promise the World, and 15 Rama, and Holder. I mean, it's a great time. Great time.
What are the best parts and worst parts about being on tour?
Ben has really nasty farts.
What?
Because he eats a lot of protein.
Do not ride.
Okay, the protein part's right.
I'd say the best part of tour, I'm in 2 bands on this tour. I'm literally traveling the country with like all of my best friends. It's amazing. It's an experience I never thought I'd get to have. Worst part on tour, like running out of clothes. That shit sucks. And like having to reuse outfits, and like my shit's kind of moist and shit. Like, it's disgusting. I hate it, but it's definitely part of it. You can't always do laundry when you want to. And also eating. I'd say eating. You have a certain amount of time to eat. You can only eat when you can. So
Another best part on tour, I guess it's like similar to your answers. It's like, these are all my best friends. Like, this isn't a group of like random motherfuckers that, you know, we just got together and made a band. Like, these are all of my closest friends. Like, fucking, I live with Christian, and like, you know, we all hang out all the time. So it's like, you know, getting to travel the world with your best friends. Like, I wouldn't rather do it with anyone else. Yeah, this guy, these 2 smiley guys. And the worst part, probably playing a show and you're like really fucking tired, and then you like get like a hotel or like somewhere you gotta stay, then like you gotta be up and out of there like early in the morning, and you're like, fuck, I don't want to move at all. Like, I just want to sleep. Yeah. Can you do that again for the
My favorite part about tour is Jakari.
Hey, who took my dad pen? I'm serious, dude. Who fucking took it, dude?
My favorite part about tour is Jakari sleeps in his boxers most of the time, and I usually get to sleep in the bed with him.
That's a true statement.
How do you feel about playing at Hellfire Fest?
Literal dream come true. Like, 18 Visions is all around. Yeah, I think we can all say it's a fucking dream come true. 18 Visions is like top 3 band of all time for me, and getting to play with them was fucking awesome. Like, even just like watching the old videos of like Walls of Jericho, Throwdown, Poison the Well. Like, we watch those videos all the time where we're just like, oh, this is so sick. And to just like be able to share the same stage as like such awesome bands such as like Prayer for Cleansing, fucking like I said, 18 Visions, Dying Fetus, fucking, you know, a bunch of awesome bands that I just can't name off the top of my head right now. It's just so cool. Like, you know, I was more stoked to just see the bands than fucking play it. But like, I am more than grateful that we got to play. Like, it's such a blessing. And thank you, Senti, and everyone part of the Afira crew. Thank you, Senti.
Thank you, Cody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Ty Yarbrough. Thank you, Ty.
Thank you, Ty Yarbrough, and Joe Kelly.
Kelly.
Shout out Michael Ireland. No, yeah, seriously, just thank you to Senti just like for just getting us on there. It's like been a fucking dream of ours to play a fest like that, and to just go well as it did. It was like insane.
Yeah, getting to play Hellfest was obviously such a dream come true, and there's just like a whole group of people who have believed in us from the second that we started this band, and we're eternally grateful for them. So, yeah.
How do you guys feel about blowing up as a band?
I'll see like people from like across the country, and they're like, "You're Jakari, right?" And I'm like, "How do you know my name?" So it's pretty dope. It's fire. Thank you all of our fans. Y'all are awesome.
What opportunity have you been the most grateful for?
I think definitely this tour, and all of the tours that we've been on have been we've been so grateful for the opportunities to go on them, especially a lot of the shows we had early on. Even from our first show was the Since My Beloved last show, and we had a lot of, from our first show, the Since My Beloved last show, and all those Northeast bands coming down, all bands that we're just fans of, like pretty much from the start, we've been so grateful for the opportunities that we've had. Yeah, Hellfest and this tour, like being able to play Home to Heart, those 2 were probably the biggest ones for me.
Cody and Deep Love Records.
Yeah.
What's your songwriting process?
The demo songs were a lot of me, but nothing in this band goes past just one person. Like, it has to go past all 6 of us. We all have to be stoked on it for it to fly. Nothing's going to come out if even one of us is like iffy about it, or at least we're going to compromise on it. But I think the newer songs we've been doing have been a lot more collaborative. I think for the most part, like me and Zach kind of come in with like a bass idea, or someone comes in with a bass idea, and then one person will expand on it.
Yeah, what Ben said. A lot of times at home, Ben will write on a Guitar Pro, like just tabs, and he recently started doing that like through the demo and after the demo, and like learned how to play guitar through writing tabs, which is dope. And then I'll just go in FL Studio and like fake the songs with like MIDI drums and shit. But we usually just pull up with riffs.
What emotions do you guys put into your music?
A lot of everything, really. A lot of anger, a lot of sadness, and happiness too. If you hear the lyrics on the demo, it's like very hateful. Just whatever we're feeling at the time. Like even the new songs that we're playing, and they're just awesome vibes. Like, it's kind of whatever the vibe of the songs are.
I think we're trying, whatever Jakari is talking about is going to be very personal, or it's going to be about something that's going on, or about anything really, depending on the song. But I think we're trying to make like the most aggressive type of like party music, where it could be very fun and applicable to a broader audience based on whatever show we're playing in. So that's what I would say.
And the last question, do you guys have any new releases coming out?
We're breaking up.
Yeah, we're breaking up after this. No,
we got two.
Yeah, we just recorded and mixed 2 singles. We've actually been playing one of them. One of them we're waiting to play until we release it. Yeah, they're gonna be dope. Zane's doing some singing. I'm doing some rapping. Ben's playing drums.
Aiden's playing bass.
Aiden's playing bass.
The fuck out of that bass.
Aiden's playing that goddamn bass, dude. And Zach, he's on that damn guitar. Zane's not really doing anything except for singing. He doesn't really play instruments a lot. Dude, Christian, he's just there. He's just a happy guy. No, yeah, we're all just, cranking everything up to 11.
Do you guys have anything else you want to say to the camera?
Shout out Ozone.
Ozone 817.
I'd like to shout out Paul Cole. Every band that we've been playing with is awesome.
I Promise the World. Shout out 15 Rama. Holder.
Balmoro. I just said that. Can you bleep that one? Can you bleep Balmoro?
No, that it's the male version of Balmoro.
Okay. Shout out 50/50 Clown. Shout out Jay. Shout out Deep Love Recordings. Shout out Afira. Shout out Mob Records. Bob is my boy.
Home to Heart Records.
Shout out Home to Heart Records. There's a lot of people who have just helped us and believed in us that I can't even remember. Like, we would not be in this position without all the people who have supported us and given the opportunity.
Applegate.
Shout out Christina Applegate. Shout out J-Lo. Or no, not shout out J-Lo. Can we bleep that part out? I don't want to shout out J-Lo.
No.
I want to be indifferent on J-Lo.
Shout out Moon Baby.
Shout out Moon Baby.
No, never mind.
Shout out Huda.
Shout out Huda from Love Island.
Shout out Huda from Love Island. Shout out
Lil B.
Lil Wayne. Shout out Lil B. Shout out Lil Pump.
Shout out Lil Pump. Shout out
Eric.
Shout out Eric from 15 Rama.
Eric from 15 Rama. Shout out Lil Co.
Shout out Lil Chris.
Shout out Lil Chris. Shout out Lil Alex. Shout out Lil Alex.
Lil Alex.
Yeah.
Shout out Lil Boo Boo.
Shout out Lil Boo Boo. Shout out Lil Chris.
Shout out Vaughn.
Shout out Vaughn. And then
I like the Supreme Store in New York. That's a good one.
Shout out the Supreme Store in New York.
Shout out that one.
I got one love and it's deep love.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Thank you, DEERTEETH
Thanks, DEERTEETH Media. Thanks, DEERTEETH.